Hesitation, brought to you by WPEX-FM 90.9.
Hey, take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Welcome, everybody, to Beamer Field. I'm John Hart, along with Robbie Hurt, and, of course, this is also being broadcast over www.wpexonline.com and the Internet, and on FM 90.9 WPEX. And, well, Robbie, here we are, the first game of the 2010 District 5 All-Stars. Our contest will be the Blackstone All-Stars going up against the Dinwidde National All-Stars from Dinwidde, and we're expecting a really good game.
Yes, we are there. Both these teams are kind of have to feel each other out here. Neither one's seen the other one play, so it should be an interesting match no matter what happens today.
We want to thank our sponsors, of course, the accounting surgeons of Crew, helping sponsors, Southside Electric, Frank Harris, and also Courtney up at the Radio Shack, Southside Electronics in Blackstone, Virginia. Well, the temperature here is, wow, I would say into the 90s, probably
It's
about
hot.
92, 93.
It's very hot is what it is.
And it's a funny thing, it hasn't been as hot as it has been, I guess, in the last week or so. We've seen temperatures well over 100 degrees here.
Yeah, but the air is so thick you can probably swim through it, to be honest with you.
Yes, we have a lot. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of humidity here at the field here in Crew. One thing they have done, like I said yesterday, we said it a lot, a beautiful job on the infield and the outfield. They've worked very hard this week and to prepare for all these teams. So we want to thank the Crew Recreational Department and everybody who's worked very hard, especially David Lane, which is one of the managers that coaches the Crew Burkeville All-Stars, but he's also worked very hard and getting this field in tip-top shape. As we can see, the Blackstone All-Stars right now are just kind of doing a little bit of infield, and then what they'll probably do is everybody will be coming on in just a few minutes. They'll all line up, and they'll be announced as they normally do. Then probably everybody will stand for the national anthem, and then we'll get things started.
They're calling them off the field now.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm glad that we're in an air-conditioned trailer.
That is helpful, isn't it?
This year is the first time, folks, that we are actually got our studios for all our TV stuff, and of course the radio as well, right into a self-contained trailer here. The only thing is, I wish our camera girl, Heather Hart, that's up there running the camera, wish we had air conditioning for her. So there's nothing we can do about that.
Maybe we just need to get her a big fan to blow in her face. Then she can feel like she's going down the road. What do you think?
Well, maybe later on, Robbie, you know what we can do? I got it. We can go ahead and build another deck on it. You know, like a double-decker.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't violate any traffic laws when we go on the road at all.
Okay, they are bringing the
Here they come with
the All-Stars for the Dinwidde All-Stars, Dinwidde Nationals. There's two Dinwidde teams, Dinwidde American and Dinwidde Nationals.
Yeah, sorry for no scoreboard today, guys. We're working on that, but couldn't quite get it working in time. We're running out of time, so we had to make some sacrifices here. But we got our, of course, great center field camera that's still there and operational. And the stat computer is up.
Oh, the stat computer, you mean I'll be able to look and won't get mixed up between strikes and balls if I have to depend on the scoreboard?
Yeah. Anyways, of course, Matthew will be starting out pitching for the Blackstone team. Their starting lineup for the Dinwidde Nationals is Bryce Bishop, Brandon Webb, B.B. Gunn will be batting third, Austin Hale will be batting cleanup, Aaron Riddick, Justice Grissom, Levi Carlton, Matt Colbreth, hope I got that name right, Blake Perkinson, Tim Lyle, Zach Maitland, and finally Corey Brannell will be finishing out for Dinwidde Nationals. On the Blackstone side, when they get up on the bat, you're going to be looking at JoJo Windmilling starting it out, followed by Josh Bond, Jawan Lawson, Logan Powell, Barry Sproul, Matthew Hart will be batting 6. Drew Pumphrey, Dylan Dunn, Austin Golden, Jake Morris, Ryan Dalton, number 11, and number 12 will be Will Lee to finish it out.
Well, the only thing is we don't know a whole lot about, we know everything about the Blackstone All-Stars, but we know nothing really about the Dinwidde All-Stars.
That's true.
Only thing that they are a very, very, very good team.
Yes, they are.
They're announcing everybody out. And everybody is lined up, and of course, the Blackstone All-Star coaches, Johnny Powell, Chris Pumphrey, and the legendary Randy Witt.
You know we're recording this stuff. He's going to find out you said that. Of course, tournament play, they try to start this stuff on time without any delay, so I imagine we'll get going at pretty much 4 o'clock right on the dime here.
I can tell you what, though, one thing is for sure. There's a lot of, you don't have much space between the action, between the teams. When one game ends, you know, the next one starts pretty quick, usually about 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes a half an hour later, but usually not anywhere near. Usually about 15, 20 minutes, isn't it?
Yep, 15, 20 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, since we do not have a national anthem singer right now, we'll go ahead and play ball.
Oh, okay, so everybody is, they didn't have a national anthem singer, so.
I guess the lady from yesterday couldn't come back, huh?
Anyway, so we're going to
start right off here.
Yeah, we're going to be starting right, so we're going to be right back after this from Accounting Surgeons.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with 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 reasonable rates.
Back here at Beamer Field, right here on FM 90.9 WPEX Radio. Matthew Hart is going to be starting off as pitching for the Blackstone All-Stars. And I guess one of the main things is how is Matthew going to be reacting in this 93-degree heat. And Matthew actually has done pretty good. I think he usually has more problems when he gets into the really, really hot temperatures, like close to 100. But anybody can have that.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. He's got a tough starting lineup coming up here, first of all, so.
We're having a couple of glitches once again with our view stream. We're going to be, we'll be working on it as the game goes. If it drops out, folks, just kind of stand by and wait a few minutes and try it again. And then, of course, our radio broadcast is the little button right below it. So that's
running all the time.
Yeah, that's working all the time. So this is a little bit is new to us. So hopefully we'll get it running real soon here. And folks, here we go as we start the game off. Everybody will get down and set. Matthew is ready, the catcher's ready, the umpire's ready, and here we go from the first pitch of the 2010 season. The first pitch is down, and it is strike one. Matthew starts out great by burning one down here for strike number one. So Bryce Bishop is up to bat. Matthew winds up. Here comes the pitch. This one's going to be a little bit low down there for ball number one. So the count goes 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Bishop. Just starting things off right here at Beamer Field. Matthew looks now and takes aim. Infield is set and ready. And this one's going to be a foul back. And that's hitting on up to the top of our trailer. And I hope
That's why
Now there's okay. Anyway, that's being there for strike number 2.
That's why we put a 10 over her head, just in case.
2 balls and 1 strike, so Matthew is ahead so far of his batters. But these are great batters. That's why they are all-stars. Here comes a 1 and 2 pitch. Here it is, and that's going to just be slightly high, and that's going to be in the air for ball 2. So the count goes 2 and 2. 2 balls and 2 strike now to Bishop. Now here comes the windup and a pitch, and it's a foul back. So there's still all that throwing going along, and it's still 2 and 2. That last one that Matthew threw looked like a kind of a controlled curve.
Yeah, it didn't quite go where he wanted it to, though.
This is where sometimes Matthew likes to burn one down. Here comes the pitch, and this one's kind of a weird blooper, and that brings it up to full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I think he just kind of lost control of it there is what happened.
Well, you got to watch. He throws a knuckleball sometimes that looks exactly like that. This next one will probably come right on down the middle, though. Here comes now the pitch, and it's going to be low, and he walks his first batter.
And that brings up Brandon Webb up the bat now for the Dinwidde Nationals.
Matthew started off as 2 strikes in a row, then a ball, and then a blooper, and ended up. Now here comes Webb. He's a great batter. So runners on first with no outs for Dinwiddie Nationals. Here comes now the pitch. This one's going to be high. That big boom you heard, by the way, folks, that is a train, or right next to a train station, so that makes a noise. But anyway, that'll be in there for ball 1.
Makes things exciting. That's true.
Matthew looks, now winds up. Here comes the pitch. This one's going to be right down the middle, and the right one with a lot of authority on it, being there for strike 1. And count goes 1 and 1.
And Bishop freezes right there on first base. He's not going to try to steal off that one. JoJo had control over the entire time.
So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes now the pitch. This one's going to be a little bit out. Looks like a little bit outside.
A little high and outside.
Yep. That one's going to be in there for ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Matthew needs to keep these hitters off, or these runners off the bag, especially starting out. Here comes now the pitch. Swing and a miss. That's in there for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And of course, the old stat program is working.
Well, we may not be able to read the scoreboard there, but I can at least show it.
Oh, okay.
So it's not perfect, but I may bring it and play later.
2 and 2 pitch now to Webb. Here comes now the pitch. Right. Oh, that was a little bit outside. Another full count. That's 2 full counts in a row, Robbie.
You got to watch out. These full counts will burn your pitchers out. And he lost them on the last full count. We don't want that. See that happen again.
One thing you got to remember, it's 93 degrees outside, so that makes it even the hardest. Here comes now the pitch, and this one's going to be a high fly ball, and it could be, it's the fence, and that's going to be they're going to call that a home run. Not a bad pitch, though. The only thing is that Webb got a hold of one and knocked one out of there, and Dinwiddie Nationals hits one off of Matthew Hart's, and they take, what, a 2-0 lead. Now that's the bad news. Here's the good news. They've been down a lot of times, especially during some of the scrimmage games this month, able to come back and a lot of times win the game. And Johnny Powell will come on out and talk to Matthew Hart. Matthew just kind of smiling it off like, well, you know, hey, Johnny, hey, Coach, I threw it right down there, and he just hit it out.
I didn't want me to throw. What do you want me to do, right?
Well, sometimes, you know, the problem is anytime when you get into a 3 and 2 pitch,
you're in tournament play.
What are you going to do with one man on? You're going to have to throw it down the middle, and he just happened to throw one down there, and he was able to knock it out.
And you're in tournament play. They're going to hit these balls against you in tournament play. I mean, this is going to happen every now and then.
That'll bring up Gunn. So Matthew needs to see if he can get things started out. He got no outs. Here comes now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 1.
You know, sometimes from a pitcher, you're lucky that home run actually makes the batter behind you a little bit too aggressive. They start going after stuff they shouldn't be going after.
Well, the thing is about Matthew, he can mix the pitches up a little bit. Here comes now the pitch. Way low, though. He's mixing it up too much, unfortunately. That was way low for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strikes. But you don't want to get into a full count situation where you almost got to throw the ball to the man. Okay, infield set. Here comes now the pitch. And that one's going to be a strike in there.
Strike, 2 strikes.
Right at the knees, though. He needs to bring it up just a tad bit, but that's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now this is where you'll probably see one of those
fastball here.
I don't know. He probably do one of those curved blooper balls. Let's see what he throws. Here comes now the pitch. That was a curved ball right there, and
goes back.
Foul back. Dinwidde has actually fouled a lot of pitches off so far here in the first inning.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 1 walk and then a home run.
Home run just kind of burns right there.
Home run by
it's a tough
Webb.
It's a tough one to get hit by right at the beginning.
Oh yeah, but it's only 2-0. Here comes now the pitch, and this one's going to be a pop-up. And Joe Lawson will call it an easy out, and that's out number 1.
That's why you have an infield do that stuff for you. And Miss Heather there, you might want to zoom the camera out and just keep it zoomed out.
She zoomed it in. Well, Matthews at least got 1 out in the Blackstone All-Stars.
Yep.
Hale is up, and let's see what he does. Here comes the pitch, a fastball, and that one's going to be in there for ball 1.
It could be
1 ball and no strikes.
You know, sometimes it's also shaking out the butterflies. I mean, the first game's always a tough one. You got to get there and start pitching.
Well, these pitches are close, though. They're not real wild pitches, but they're just not in there in the strike zone yet. Here comes a pitch. That was way low. That one did kind of go wild. A great stop by McMillan. Motorcycle making all that noise. In there for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Here in Beamer Field, Matthew Hart winds up. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. That's in there for strike number 2. Or strike 1, rather. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yep, 2 balls, 1 strike. Look at the dots over here.
Too far to me to see without my glasses.
Oh, come on. Yeah, you're playing.
Oh, Lord. Here comes Hart, winds up. Here comes the pitch right down the middle. That'll be strike number 2, and now another 2-2 count. Matthews throwing some pretty good pitches, actually. They got some heat on it, and they've been laid down the middle. The only problem is they've been hit off of, too. That one's way out. That's just got away from them.
There's another full count situation.
And this is I think the third full count situation we've had.
Yeah. I mean, it's already burned through almost 30 pitches already so far.
So Matthew looking down. Here comes the pitch with a full count. Right down the middle, swing and a miss, and Matthew has his first strikeout.
That's 2 outs now.
So Matthew gets his first strikeout of the game and brings up an important 2 outs. And with no man on base, we have
Aaron Ruddick.
Yep. And that one's right down the middle, and that's in there for another strike. And that's good. That first important strike, these allows they're going to have to start protecting the plate more, so they're not going to just watch it go by.
Yeah. With 2 outs, too, you're not going to just sit there and do that either.
Exactly. No balls and 1 strike. Here comes a...
lost it again.
That was, I'm telling you that he's trying to throw some sort of a knuckle,
I think it's gonna
and
work.
it just kind of dropped, and it doesn't ever drop.
Getting away from him, yeah.
Here comes the pitch. We got a 1-1, 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs. 2-0, Dinwidde lead. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be a little
outside low.
A little bit low and outside in there for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Matthew still low, looks comfortable though. He winds up. Here comes the pitch. Right down the middle, that one foul back, and guess what? It's in there for another, well, it's 2-2 still as a count. 1 more, they can retire the side.
Yeah, last out, though, always tough.
Sometimes it is. Fortunately, no runners are on base for Dinwidde. Here comes now the pitch, and this one's foul back once again. And I told you they were fouling back an awful lot.
Yeah, they're staying alive out there. Yeah, no doubt about that.
Well, not unexpected. Usually Dinwiddie American, Dinwiddie Nationals are all good hitters.
Yes, they are.
And they just, and they're all all-stars too.
We all knew Dinwiddie Nationals going to come out with a good team here, so it's not too surprising right now.
2-2 with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch, right down there, straight. Oh, ball. And this is the 4th full count situation for Matthew.
And that's why he can't believe it. Like, come on.
That did look close, though, didn't it?
That was close.
Okay, here comes now the pitch, 3-2. Here comes the pitch.
High.
And it's high. Now Matthew will get. How many walks that make Matthew this inning?
That's 5 walks.
Well, 5 walks.
Oh, that's right. I'm looking. Walks, BB2. I'm sorry. I was thinking.
BB2?
Yeah. I read it wrong. I read the bat, balls field.
All right. This guy looks like he can hit the ball from Dinwiddie American. Here comes the pitch. And he hits the ball, and it will go
very fast.
Foul. Matthew better throw his best to him.
Up the bat now for Dinwiddie Nationals is Justice Grissom.
Jay, let's go, man.
You got, and they're going to look at the ball or something.
He's a catcher,
tuck his
by the
shirt
way.
on. The umpire's going to come make him tuck his shirt in there.
Matthew's saying, well, wait a minute, guys, this belt's not fitting me right, you know.
I told him to get a different pair of pants. You know that?
So now the McMillan looks at the ball and gives it to the umpire right now. Matthew's still smiling about that now. He's ready to take aim. No balls and 1 strike. Here comes now the pitch. And that was a foul back, and that's strike number 2. So no balls and 2 strikes.
Matthew has a chance. He's way ahead of him here.
Matthew would like to get a second strikeout. He can do it right here, and it'll be an important one at that.
Yeah, this long, hot inning here.
Runners on first base for the Dinwiddie Nationals with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch, and this one's going to be a pop-up. Joan Lawson is calling it. He catches it, number 3rd out. So, as we go into the top?
Bottom.
Bottom of the 1st. Right now, Dinwiddie National 2 off a home run by Webb, and a two-runner home run, and now Blackstone comes up to bat, and we'll be back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
Field right here on FM 90.9 WPEX radio. Dinwiddie and Dinwiddie Nationals going up against the Blackstone All-Stars. Dinwiddie Nationals got 2 quick of a home run, 2 quick hits off of Webb. Got 2 home runs. Oh, got mixed up there. But anyway, 2 home run hitter by Webb, and that's why they got a lead 2-0. Okay, Hale is going to be starting off pitching, and he is a right tall fella too. And anyway, Hale will meet everybody at the pitcher's mound, and coming up first is going to be JoJo McMillan. He plays catcher. And of course you hear the Dinwiddie crowd trying to get into it. I mean, not Dinwiddie crowd, but the Blackstone crowd getting into it all. And here comes Hale. He will be pitching to McMillan. Here comes the windup. This one's going to be way low for ball number 1.
We know one thing. Blackstone can't hit the ball. It just depends on whether they're on or not that day. Yeah.
So one ball and no strikes. Here comes the pitch. This one's going to be shooted down there a little bit low, but it was right at the kneecaps. And that goes into the strike for McMillan. So 1-1 goes to count.
Give it back to me when you're done.
Here comes now the pitch. Way low once again. That'll be in there for ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Pitching for Dinwiddie National starting out today is Austin Golden.
So McMillan there's right now got 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be a little bit outside, and that's going to be in there for a plate ball number 3.
Ball 3.
3 balls and 1 strike right now to McMillan. And getting this lead-off runner would really help Blackstone out a whole lot. And that one's going to be in there for a strike. And looks like Hale has got his own full count. So 3 balls and 2 strikes now to McMillan. McMillan's going to have to protect the plate. Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be a jump, hits the infield. It's going to be close, and they get him out at first. Ball just kind of like a jump hit, and it kind of hit that infield and just didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, kind of bloopered right down the infield.
Yeah, that's the problem with a grass infield sometimes. They do strange things. This will bring up Josh Vaughn, and they get their first out. Here comes the pitch. And Josh Vaughn snaps it. First baseman will call it, and it's actually second baseman came around and caught it, and that's 2 outs. And now here comes Joan Lawson. Now, Joan Lawson can hit this ball right out of this park if he gets a hold of it.
Well, the key is to get a hold of it. Blackstone's been having a problem with that lately. He's getting hold of these balls.
And here comes that call timeout real quick.
On deck batter, be ready.
Lawson now comes up. Here we go. Here comes the pitch from Hale. Here it comes. And that was going to be low for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
One ball, no strikes.
1 ball and no strikes.
2 outs.
And 2, yeah, that's what I meant to say. How'd you get that?
I got you.
Here comes the pitch, way inside.
Javon wisely watches that one go by.
Lawson almost got a stinger there, almost crossed the stomach. It was in the strike zone except too far inside. That brings up 2 balls and no strike. Here comes Hale now with a pitch, and this one's going to be a hard hit ball as you hits the field microphone. You heard it go boom.
Boom. Yeah, everyone heard that.
Yep, that's going to be in there for strike 1, 2 balls and 1 strike, and a timeout. And Coach Randy Webb wants to talk to Joan real quick. Well, wonder if Joan has got his glasses on or his contact. He is wearing sunglasses, but I don't know if they're...
Those sunglasses are always an important thing here.
Joan Lawson earlier this week during practice knocked 4 of them out to get some pretty fast pitching during... so here comes now the pitch from Hale. Here it comes. And it's a hard hit ball. This one's right in there for base hit. And Joan Lawson will get
a
single.
And that puts Blackstone's first hit.
Right. Powell is up. Logan Powell. And he will represent the tying run, though, but he's got 2 outs.
Hold on, Logan. Let's go on deck.
You're gonna wait for Barry Sproul to get behind him there. And Blackstone really needed that there. Get going here. Get some hits on the board.
Okay, Hale looks now, winds up and throws the pitch.
Strike. That was right in there.
That was right at the knees. Again, it was low, but it was right at the knees. That was into strike zone.
That was definitely a strike.
Yep.
Yes, it was.
So that'll be in there for strike 1 to Logan Powell. Lawson on first base. Here comes the pitch. And a high fly ball. And it's going to be a tough one. And the right fielder got underneath and caught it. And now retired aside. So 1 man left on base. And Dinwiddie leads 2-0. We'll be back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
The best stuff ever.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
Do stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
Back here at Beamer Field, right here on FM 90.9, WPEX. The Blackstone All-Stars trailing the Dinwidde National All-Stars 2-0 on a Webb home run earlier in the game. And here we are in the second inning, and we'll see what's going to be happening. Matthew Hart, of course, will stay in as pitching, and so far he's weathered the heat pretty good, and he's hanging on in there. Let's see what he can do now as he got some of the secondary hitters coming up for the Dinwiddie Nationals.
Coming up first for Dinwiddie National will be Levi Carlton.
Here comes now the pitch from Matthew. And it looks like
a strike. I'm surprised.
That looked like a strike. I can't see it from my angle, but that thing looked like a strike.
That looked like I thought that was a strike for sure.
Maybe he's pitching them so fast that can't actually see it anyway. Here comes the next pitch. And this one's the next one.
That was a strike.
Swing and a miss. That's strike number one. 1 ball and 1 strike now. 2-0 lead. Matthew needs to somehow keep these batters off the bases somehow. Here comes the pitch. Winds up, and here it is. And
another strike.
And another foul ball, but Matthew's really throwing some good baseball right now. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now. All right, Dinwiddie batters all ready to go. Here comes the pitch. Carlton is ready. And
he lost control of that one.
Yep. That'll bring the count 2-2.
Matthew's having hit a lot of those control ones today. It's kind of driving him nuts, I imagine.
Well, a lot of times what Matthew's trying to do is make him go for it, and he's not falling for it. That, a lot of times here comes now the pitch. And this one's a swing and a miss.
Went for that one, though, didn't he?
And they went for that one, and that's going to be in there for strikeout. That's strikeout number 2 for Matthew.
Yep, strikeout for 2 today. Strikeout number 1 here in the top of the second.
And that is going to bring up, and Matt, how do you pronounce this name? Anyways, a left-hand hitter. Here comes the windup from Hart. And this one's going to be a singer, but a little bit of high.
Matt Colbreth, which call him
Matt Colbreth. He's a little bit high, and that's going to be in there for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out here. Here comes the pitch, and this one's a little bit more down the middle, and Matt had to go for that one. That's going to be in there for strike number 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Being hit again.
Here at Beamer Field, 93 degrees weather, a lot of humidity. 1-1 pitch. Here comes the pitch. And,
he thought he broke No, he broke the plane on that one. I'm sorry. That bat was crossed. Even Juwan, he can't believe it. I was like, Juwan's the shortstop going, come on, that was a strike. 2
balls and 1 strike to the left-hand hitter. Here comes now the pitch. And this one's right down the middle. That's in there for strike number 2. And now the count goes 2-2. Matthew would like to get another strikeout here, and that'll bring up an important 2 outs. Perkinson will be up on deck for the Dinwiddie Nationals. Here comes the pitch from Matthew Hart. And this one's right down there. Of course,
You got a piece of that one.
Matt Colbert saw that, and he went ahead and swung at it anyway, and another foul bag. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here. Here we are in the top of the second. 2-0. Dinwidde leading over the Blackstone All-Stars. Matthew Hart pitching now, winds up. Here comes the pitch. And that one's going to be high all the way. And I think
count.
Matthew's going to set a record for full count.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is his 5th one today.
So Matthew's already thrown a tremendous amount of pitches, and it's not even, second inning's not even over with. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be low, and he walks another one. That will be 3 walks for Matthew in this ball game. And the first one here in the second inning. Perkins is up now. And already Dinwiddie is almost through the entire lineup.
Yep, they're on batter number 9 now, Blake Perkinson.
Tim Lyle will be up on deck. Matthew now winds up. Here comes the pitch way high. Almost got away from him. And now being here for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Charlotte County's already giving me their lineup. Thank you, Charlotte. Appreciate that.
Mine, nice of them.
Okay, 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes the pitch. That's still a little bit high. And they were just waiting on it.
Yeah, they're just waiting on him now.
Matthew's having a little trouble hitting that strike zone consistently. He's still throwing them with a good amount of authority, but it's just not hitting the bullseye there. 2 balls and no strike now to Perkinson. Runner on first base with 1 out. Way low, and that's going to be 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Matthew's having a hard time to find hit area right there today.
Well, they can bring in Lawson, and they can certainly bring in McMillan. And that was right down here for steer right, number 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. So Matthew's usually pretty consistent, but this heat, I don't think none of them even. Here comes a pitch. That's going to be another swing and a miss. Strike number 2, and another full count.
And he kind of had to work his way out of this full count the hard way this time.
Well, it don't make any difference. Full count's a full count. But another one. Here comes now the pitch. Right down the middle. This one's going to go to first base. And Josh Vaughn gets through it. And that is going to be an error on Josh Vaughn.
That puts 2 runners on base there. You got Colbreth on second and Perkinson on first with Tim Lyle coming up. Still only 1 out here.
Yeah, nobody's on third base.
No, first and second.
Yeah, first and second. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Wasn't Lyle yesterday in the home run derby?
I don't remember.
Anyway, not be a good time. Here comes a pitch. That was way high for ball 1. Seemed like Lyle was in there in the home run derby.
I don't remember.
I don't know if Matthew knows that or not.
If he even was in home run derby yesterday.
Here comes now the pitch. Way high again, and Matthew's just having trouble getting that ball down. So they may end up having to pull Matthew out of here. Let's see what happens. 2 balls and no strike. Runners on first and second. Another high one, and that's 3 in a row, and Matthew's just having a hard time hitting that particular bullseye.
Yeah,
and here comes Johnny Powell, seeing what is going on with Matthew. So are they going to switch? Yeah. They're going to switch Matthew
with Josh.
And Matthew will go on back. They're going to pull him out of the game, and they're bringing Josh Vaughn in. And Matthew just could not hit the strike zone. Here in Crew.
These These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
Back here, Beamer Field in Crewe, Virginia, right here on FM 90.9 WPEX Radio. Josh Vaughn is going to be coming up, and Vaughn will try to go ahead and try to take over where Matthew had left off. Matthew having a little trouble hitting the strike zone, and Vaughn is kind of coming in a kind of a rough time because we got runners on first and second. We do got one out, however. But the only problem is got only one out, runners on first and second, and there's 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, I think Matthew just could not hit the strike zone there. It was, not his day for that. And frankly, he pull him out before he plays more than 3. I think he can play tomorrow too.
Oh yeah.
That's probably why he did it. No matter what happens today, if they pull him out early, they can play him again tomorrow. And he might be on
tomorrow.
Exactly. So.
Well, don't worry. They've got now. Matthew's going to be. They're switching things around. Matthew's coming out and going to be playing first base, and JoJo McMillan is now playing shortstop, and I guess that's Barry Spruill is going to be back there catching.
Yeah.
One thing about this team, these players can play just about anywhere.
Yeah, and they're going to need it today. I mean, and I can't blame Powell. Really need to swap out. You're only down by 2 right now. You don't want to get into a hole where you're down 6-0 coming here in this first game.
Double play would be nice here. No errors now. Here comes the next pitch. And that's right in there for strike. And that brings it for strike, 3 balls and 1 strike.
And Tim Lyle ain't going to sit down and wait on that one again. That's for sure.
Well, sometimes I've seen Matthew be off and Josh Vaughn be on. Here comes the next pitch. The next one is going to be hard hit ball right in the center. This will score. Actually, they're going to hold him up. I thought he was going to go on in, and bases are loaded now. So with 1 out, Dinwidde Nationals got bases loaded with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, lost a good job of getting up there and containing that second base runner from going into getting a run.
Is our stream back up and running again?
Supposedly, but I don't know how much to try.
Folks, if we have problems, just keep tuning in. Here comes the pitch, and this is going to be a foul ball in there for strike 1. We've had problems with our stream. Our wireless probably is giving us trouble, and basically what it boils down to is we lose the stream once in a while. Just wait a few minutes, folks, and just keep tuning back in, and you can tune to our radio broadcast. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that brings up strike number 2, and that, I think I think they got used to Matthews pitching.
Yeah. And John throws that different style to him.
That's different style. He was swinging the bat, and the ball ain't got there yet. No balls and 2 strike. Here comes Bond with 1 out. Here comes the pitch with bases loaded and a hard hit ball. And this one is going to go home. They get that lead off and brings it out to out number 2. And at least one thing for sure, they got their head in the ball game.
Yeah, good heads-up baseball by JoJo out there on center field.
Nice play by JoJo McMillan of the Blackstone All-Stars, and now the important 2 outs, and bases are loaded. Here comes the pitch. This one's going to be way low, and that's going to be in there for ball 1. Josh Vaughn will hurry up and cover home plate.
Hey, coach, we need strikes here. Let's go. Gotta be a strike. Let's go.
And with 1 ball and no strikes, everybody will remain at their base. Perkison is another run that'll be scored. He's on third base. Here comes the pitch. Way low, and it gets away from him. And they're going to go on back.
This is Corey Burnell up on base right now.
Only problem with 2 balls and no strike, Blackstone cannot afford to walk another person in. Here comes now the pitch. Hard hit ball, and that's going to bring up strike number 1. And I thank God that went foul. That was a hard hit ball. One thing I have to admit, and I have to praise the Dinwidde Nationals for, they have had the
Got to be in that one box.
trouble is they're coming to the top of the batting order. Bishop will be coming up next. Here comes now the pitch. And a hard hit ball right in the hole. Gets past McMillan. Gets past Joan Lawson. One will score. Lyle will score. And that will make it 4-0.
And places runners on second and third. And when it rains, it pours sometimes.
Well, any time when you get bases loaded, it's just a tough time to be in.
Yeah.
Now here comes, is this Bishop that's coming up?
This is Zach Maitland.
Okay, here comes a pitch way high. For ball 1.
Actually, I'm sorry. This is Bishop Bryce. You're right.
So Bishop Bryce leading things off. Brandon Webb, which hit the home run. That's in there for a strike. Brandon Webb's coming up, and he's got runners on second and third. So with 2 outs, one thing they've got to, and that's going to be another ball, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Hey, come on, guys.
Dinwiddie Nationals has gone through their entire batting order and then some, where we've only had, 4 batters up the pit? 4 batters up.
Yeah. Well, 6. We had 6 batters.
6 batters?
You're right, we had 4. I'm sorry.
4 batters up.
Yep. Just not been working good for Blackstone today, that's for sure.
Here comes now the pitch. And that one's going to walk, so that's going to load the bases up with a home run hitter coming up.
This is Brandon Webb, hit a home run back in the first inning.
So with bases loaded, you almost got to pitch to him.
Yep, you had no choice.
You got a 4-0 lead.
How do we say high and inside? High and inside.
Here comes Josh Vaughn, winds up and pitches, and a hard hit ball, and it gets through. Midland will score. That will make it 5, and it's going to be out at.
Got him.
So that's going to be the 35. 1 run will score. So it's 5-0 as we go in to the top of the third, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we'll be right back. Right now, Dinwiddie Nationals kind of got a commanding lead over the All-Stars of Dinwiddie National. Actually, Dinwiddie All-Stars got a commanding lead over the Blackstone All-Stars. We'll be back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
We're back here at Beamer Field right here on FM 90.9 WPEX Radio. I'm John Hart along with Robbie Hart, and welcome to the broadcast as we're here watching the Dinwiddie Nationals going up against the Blackstone All-Stars. And Dinwiddie National has a commanding 5-0 lead. And coming up for the Blackstone All-Stars, still got some right good hitters coming. Well, all of them could hit, I'm going to say that. But let's see, where's our lineup here? Oh, there we go.
Barry Sproul coming up, followed by Matthew Hart, Drew Pumphrey after him, and Dylan Dunn batting after that.
Okay. All right, here we go as we are getting ready to resume play. Here comes Barry Sproul coming up, a very, very good hitter. Now here comes the first pitch, and that's in there for ball number 1.
The good news with this heat, it should start affecting their hitters, their pitchers as well.
Well, it's hot out there.
Yeah.
Here comes now the next pitch to Barry Sproul. And that's going to be in there low for ball number 2.
And this is now what you need to do. You need to start waiting on them, make them throw strikes now. That way you burned out their pitchers for once.
And don't go out for any sucker pitches.
Yeah, don't do the work for him. Make this guy, he's only pitched 15 pitches in this game so far. Make him pitch a lot more.
And that one's going to be in there for strike. But what was the, how many did Matthew pitch finally?
Like 60.
So Matthew's already up to his limit.
Yeah.
Matthew's usually good for about 60, 70. He has pitched, by the way, in the season, his record was about 110 that he pitched during the regular season. But that was on a cool night. Here comes the next pitch, way low, and that's in there for ball number 3, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Look for the dots. All you got to see is
well, I was wondering because the umpire really didn't give a good signal out there, and I said, no, you got to be kidding.
I usually see him. I've been updating as I see him. I got a good view, remember?
3-1. Here comes a pitch, and it's a hard hit ball. This is going to be right to the left fielder, and an easy out. And so far, that's the way it's been for the Blackstone All-Stars.
Come back and vote a strike.
Matthew Hart's going to be coming up, and he's see if he can change that.
He hasn't had a lot of luck pitching today. See if he can change his luck here on the other side of the plate.
Okay,
He's got a little talk with him up there.
Here comes now the pitch. Here it comes. Matthew took that one way too high there for strike number 1.
That was definitely an inside one there. This has kind of been the thing, our guy. We just haven't been hitting the ball all day.
Here comes now the next pitch. And that was way, Matthew dodges that one out of there, and that being there for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hart.
What they need right now is a good hit here.
Here comes a pitch to Hart. That one's very low, and that's going to be in there for ball 2.
They ran the plate now.
2 balls and 1 strike now to Hart. No men on base. Here comes the pitch. And that one's is going to be called ball 3. And I hate to say it, but that looked like a strike.
That was close, yeah.
Hey, I got to call it like I see it.
At least umpires being consistent on both sides. I give them that.
3 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. And that one's going to be ball 4, and Matthew will be
walked up.
I know he wanted to hit it.
I see the manager, please. Yeah. Don't matter. You don't show no emotion on the man. I'm going to give you one chance to grab that cup.
All right, there's some sort of emotion on the mound that Hale did. I don't know exactly what that was. I didn't see anything, but
I didn't see either.
Anyway, it was some sort of. He gave him a warning. Anyway, with 1 out, Hart's on first base, and that's the first. Well, they did have a little bit of life going into the on the second inning. I mean, the first inning.
Anyways, Drew Pumphrey at the bat now for the Blackstone All-Stars.
All these hitters, if they get their bat on the ball, they can do very well. Here comes the next pitch. That was in there for strike number 1. 1 ball, no balls and 1 strike now to Drew Pumphrey, the Blackstone All-Stars. Here comes now the pitch. And it's the easy hit ball. It's bobbled. They're going to throw it, and it's bobbled. I think that thing was bobbled. But umpire says he called it up, And that's why Chris is saying, hey, anyway, that's the second out. So Matt gets out on a fielder's choice.
Puts Pumphrey on first there with Dylan Dunn up the bat now for Blackstone. And it's just been kind of the name of the game here. They just haven't been able to hit the ball, and Dinwidde seems to be able to hit everything they throw.
And it's a swing and a miss for strike one. Pumphrey is going down second base. He will get into scoring position, but again with 2 outs.
Come on, Dylan, watch your leave his hand there.
It's no ball and 1 strike. To Dunn, here comes the pitch, foul back. Now bring up no balls and 2 strikes.
Dylan's liking it. He's going to throw him every high one they throw at him here.
Well, see, Hale has been getting away with some of that too, and the only problem is with this heat, he hadn't thrown that many pitches. And a hard hit ball could be, it is, and they're going to hold Drew Pumphrey up. Runners on first and third right now, and a nice Dylan Dunn base hit right down there in the hole. And that puts Blackstone into scoring position.
Coming up now, we got Austin Golden up to bat for the Blackstone. Blackstone's chance here to turn it around. It's only the second inning here. Come back, play some good defense, and you can still plow this thing.
Austin Golden,
right, now down the middle.
Jake Morris and Ryan Dalton will be coming up in that order. Here comes now the pitch. Way high in there for ball 1. Now, I'm going to say this, during preseason, it's been the second half of the batting order seems to come to life. Here comes now the pitch, and that's going to be an error for ball number 2.
And now Austin Hill sees himself throw a lot of pitches.
2 balls and no strikes?
I have 2 balls and 1 strike, correct.
Okay. I thought it was 2 balls and no strikes.
Nope, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Here comes the pitch.
Inside.
This one's going to be inside.
Oh, he
That's
struck
3 balls
it.
and 1 strike.
Oh.
Huh?
No, I thought he called ball. I thought that was he called it a strike.
Oh, no, I didn't look that
I was going to say, no.
3 balls and 1 strike now to Golden. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's strike number 2.
Full count.
And a full count. Austin Golden did well in the preseason. Here comes the pitch. Strike number 3, and that's going to retire to 3. So 1 man left on base, no runs, and actually, no runs. And right now it's 5-0, and we'll be back right after this.
What does your world sound like? That's geography, the music of the world around you. Geography is people, places, environments, and economics. Geography gives us the framework for understanding our world. But sadly, our kids aren't getting enough of it. Half can't locate economic powers like Japan and India, and 20% can't even find the Pacific Ocean. That's why we created MyWonderfulWorld.org. It's part of a free National Geographic-led campaign to give our kids the power of global knowledge. Go to MyWonderfulWorld.org to learn more and get your free parent and teacher action kits. It's a wonderful world.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
Back here at Beamer Field here in Crewe, Virginia, right here on FM 90.9 WPEX Radio. I'm John Hart along with Robert Hart. Okay, as we continuing the action here.
Josh Bond will stay in his pitching. Coming up to bat here for Dinwiddie is B.B. Gunn.
And here comes the pitch from Josh Bond, a hard hit ball, and that's going to go fair ball, actually, drop fair.
Hold right there.
And you would think that the ball cannot bounce Blackstone's way one way or the other.
Next we got Austin Hale. He struck out back in the first inning.
I'm enjoying one of these crew hot dogs, Robbie. Okay. Here comes the next pitch. And here it goes right through Logan Powell. Gunn will hold up at third base with a 5-0 lead with no outs. Here in the third inning, they got runners on first and third.
It's just not going. It's just not going Blackstone's way today.
Well, basically, what he boils down to,
they're hitting the ball and Blackstone's not.
That's right. They're hitting the ball and we're not. Here comes the next pitch. That's going to be in there for strike.
Now, I think what Blackstone was hoping to do is keep Matthew in 3 innings and shut him down. It just didn't work out that way. Matthew just was not on today.
Here comes the pitch, hard hit to the shortstop. He'll throw it to second to Matthew. Gets him out, they throw it home. Matthew makes a great throw, but not in time, and that'll be 6-0. And the thing is, the reason they went to first base and not to second is because they didn't. They didn't want also the runner to. But the runner ran anyway.
They're trying to stop him. It also wasn't a force either, so couldn't force him out on third.
Now here's Gibson that's coming up.
Touches Grissom here.
With 1 out. Here comes the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, and that's going to be an error for strike 1.
That's pretty much been the name of the game. They seem to hit everything that we're throwing across the plate today.
Well, there's one of the things that when you get into these all-stars, you do have hitters that can pitch your best pitchers. Your infield cannot make any errors, swing and a miss, and now being there for strike 2. But your infield and your outfield and whatever cannot have these errors. And if you let any ball goes by and you got men on base, that's 1 or 2 runs.
Yep.
6-0. Here comes now the pitch from Josh Bond. Swing and a miss. He went for it and then got a strikeout. And now be out number 2.
And that brings up Mr. Levi Carlton. He struck out back in the second inning.
So already, here comes the next pitch way high in there for ball 1. But already, here in the third inning, Dinwidde has almost gone through their batting order twice. They're 3/4 of their way through right now, second go around. Here comes a pitch, which by the way, Blackstone has not gone, has not gone through their batting order 1 time yet.
Yep. Well, they're on the second batting order now.
Oh yeah, I've been watching. 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes Josh Bond with a pitch. That's going to be low for ball 3, 3 balls and no strikes.
Josh had an issue with throwing 3 in a row here.
Carlton up. Here comes the pitch. And that's going to drop in there for Steve Reich. Number 1, 3 balls and 1 strike to Carlton. Runner on third base right now, which is Hale. He represents
another
run number 7. Here comes the pitch. High fly ball. Joan Lawson's going to get under it easily, and that is going to be for the third and final out. So I guess we go into the top of the third now.
Bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third. I always get those mixed up. Bottom of the third right now, 6-0. Dinwiddie over to Blackstone All-Stars. We'll be back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, Call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
The best stuff ever.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
Do stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
Back here at Beamer Field right here on FM 90.9 WPEX Radio. I'm John Hart along with Robbie Hart. Robbie Hart's doing some quick technical checks right now on some of the cameras. Although things are going along really good. Not for the Blackstone All-Stars right now, though, as they are behind the Dinwidde Nationals 6-0. Okay, we've got a new pitcher in. It's going to be Bishop. And Bryce Bishop came in. And we'll be ready to start things off here. New pitcher here. And so in the third inning, actually, Dinwiddie National was kind of doing what I think Blackstone wanted to do. And that's basically, hey, try to get Matthew in there for 3 innings. And Matthew, the first one is going to be...
What number is pitcher here?
Morris. Morris in there for strike number 1.
No, what pitcher is it?
Number 11, Bishop Price.
Gotcha.
This one's going to be a foul back, and already it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's kind of been a name of the game against Blackstone today.
So once again, our batters haven't been able to get the beat on the ball. Here comes the next pitch. And that one's a foul back. Carroll still remain no balls and 2 strikes.
Once again, people, we apologize for the stream problem. It's been kind of a fight today. I had to remove some stuff.
Hopefully that will work. Here comes now the pitch. And that's in there for strike number 3. And Bishop gets his first strikeout.
That brings up RD, Ryan Dalton at the bat. See if he can get something going here for the Blackstone All-Star team.
Will Lee will be on deck. Speaking of home runs, Ryan Dalton hit his first home run this week. It was during practice, but he finally hit one over. He's been pretty good on the stick. And all of a sudden, no pitch.
Dead ball, yeah. It's going to happen.
What is the world's going on?
Someone grabs when they shouldn't have, or on the...
And let's see what's happening.
Having a little bit of a conversation here.
Uh-oh, might be a problem where...
A balk, you think, or?
No, not a balk. I think there's a lineup problem.
Uh-oh.
And this could be another out if that's
I'm seeing
wrong.
9. That's RD up there. Number 9, right?
RD looks like he's remaining. Everybody's kind of checking
number 9.
over.
I'm seeing RD on number 9 here. He's up there.
Well, the umpire just kind of put his hand up. They're still checking things out here at Beamer Field.
Yeah, I'm showing a good lineup what I'm seeing. Unless it's the guy on deck, which is number 5. Lee's at the bat. Yeah, we're fine. I'm seeing a good lineup. Not us.
Well, don't count the Blackstone All-Stars out quite yet, because they've been very consistent on coming back, usually in the second go-around on their batting order for some reason.
They're going to need it, that's for sure. We're about halfway through the game here. They need to start producing some results here. Okay, ready to go again.
So Ryan Dalton now steps up to the plate, and he says he's ready to go with 1 out. Here comes now the pitch from Bishop.
Hard hit, look at that hit. Oh, beautiful.
Be fair. Here comes Dalton. He will
go for a single.
He will go for a second. This could be close. It's not. And he slides in there and he's safe. And Ryan Dalton holds on to second base for dear life as he slides on in there. And that's going to bring up Will Lee.
RD gets a first sign of life for this Blackstone team today here. Coming up now is, of course, Will Lee.
Here comes now the pitch to Will Lee. Way low for ball 1.
RD takes a huge lead off there, but
RD must be careful. You don't want to get thrown out at second on any type of a pickoff play, because here comes now the next pitch to Willie. That's going to be high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
You always see this pitcher's having a
no force for Ryan, so he can stay right there on a ground ball if he wants to. Here comes the pitch. Hard hit ball, good drop, bat. It drops in. Here comes Ryan Dalton. They're going to hold Ryan Dalton up at third. And Lee gets one that drops in.
And Blackstone,
the center fielder tried to get it.
And that Blackstone is now at the top of their batting order with JoJo McMillan up to bat. And we know JoJo can hit this ball if he gets a hold of the right one.
So runners with 1 out on first and third for the Blackstone All-Stars. And McMillan's up at bat. Here comes now the pitch from Bishop. And this one's going to be in there for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike now to McMillan. Bishop now winds up and throws. And this one, they call a strike.
JoJo can't believe that one.
McMillan ducked the ball is what happened was. Yeah. And the umpires, sometimes when somebody ducks like that, they'll call it a strike. Here comes now the pitch. And this one's going to be a hard ball. And
everyone gets back. It's safe. Yeah.
And Will almost didn't get back there in time. That brings up the second out. So this brings up Josh Vaughn.
Come on, Josh. Second out too. Here, Josh can try to get something going. Bring in Ryan Dalton and get that score on the board here.
Blackstone at least like to score 1 before they get out of this inning. Here comes the pitch.
He sucked him on that one. That was
way high.
That was a flooper, yeah.
For strike number 1.
That
no
one
balls and 1 strike.
That one kind of floated past up to Josh, and he went for it.
Will on second, Dalton on third. Will on first, foul back. Another one now being there for strike number 2. No balls and 2 strikes.
Randy over here jumping around in front of our broadcast booth here.
Ball needs to grip that ball bat good and try to hit one in the hole. Here comes now the pitch. And this one's going to kind of float. And that's in there for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And I thought the umpire was going to call it there for a second.
It was close. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch, and this one's going to be into the infield, and it is bobbled. And the run scores. He did not. He was kind of an indecision to go to second to get Will out, and he just kind of hold on to the ball and didn't throw it at all. And Blackstone gets their first run with Joanne Lawson coming up with runners on first and second base.
If anytime Joanne needs to produce some hits, now is the time.
Okay, runners are Bond on first, Will on second base. There is 2 outs. Here comes the pitch to Lawson. Swing and a miss, and he could not believe that he let that thing break the plane, now being there for strike 1.
And Randy's over there, Randy, of course, giving him a, you can't swing at that there, Lawson.
And Randy just sits there, he just cannot believe it.
Come on, Lawson, don't do that.
So no balls and 1 strike now to Juwan Lawson. Here comes the pitch. This one's going to be a floater, which is outside in there for ball 1.
High and inside.
Count goes 1-1. So they cut the lead down to only 5. Here comes now the pitch from Bishop. And that one's going to be high, and that's going to be in there for ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Lawson did a good job of holding himself back. He kind of wanted to, but he stopped himself at just the right time for what was honestly
Lawson has the capability of knocking this thing to the moon. Hard hit ball, and it goes to the second base. He bobbles the ball and throws it to first and does not get him. Bases are loaded for the Blackstone All-Stars with 2 outs.
Coming at the bat now is going to be Logan Powell. Logan is about the only, other than Ryan Dalton and now a couple of people, have had good success against the last pitcher. He made hit one up earlier, but he got out.
Logan Powell needs to be patient now with
Don't
Bishop.
get too aggressive. We need.
Bases loaded with 2 outs. We've cut the lead. It's 6-1. Here comes the pitch. This one's in there for ball number 1.
We have a little bit of excitement there coming from the Blackstone side of the fence finally.
Here comes now the pitch. And that was a sucker pitch. And ended up being for ball 1. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Even Logan can't believe it. Oh, I can't believe I went for that one.
1-1 is the count. And a swing and a miss.
2 strikes.
And that's strike number 2. Oh, this is a perfect boy. It's any time when Powell needs to hit one. This
good
is it.
base hit. Well, all he needs.
1 good base hit will
be
probably.
Great.
Oh yeah. Here comes now the pitch. And it's a foul back.
Oh, he fouled it?
And I thought it was a foul.
Nope, strike.
That was a foul.
No, apparently it's a strike.
Well, with 3 men left on base, he scored 1. 3 men left on base. It's 6-1, and we'll be back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
The best stuff ever.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
Do stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
Well, that's Robbie Hart singing into the background.
That's me. I have a new career.
Don't give up your day job.
Oh, it hurts.
Joe McMillan is now coming in pitching for the Blackstone All-Stars to try to keep this team from scoring anything more on them.
You stop them somehow. That's what they'd love to do right now.
They've had the best third inning. Innings 1 and 2. I think Blackstone will rather forget.
Yeah. But you know, 5 runs. It sounds like a lot, but it's not that much in Major League Baseball here. You can notch that down pretty quickly. So we're gonna.
Hey, looks like there was something wrong with the
Okay, I think we got most of our internet connected out now and stabilized. So I hope everyone out there is enjoying the broadcast now that we jiggled some wires around. Sorry for the problem we had earlier. That was our fault.
And I got a little trouble with the headphones, so I'm going to go up there and take care of that.
And JoJo will, of course, be pitching here starting out in here in the top of the 4th inning. His batter is going to get to be Matt Cobra, left-handed batter from Dinwidde, Nashville. So JoJo stands up there, winds up, rears back, throws it forward. A little bit high into the outsides for ball number 1. So Matt kind of waited for that one, didn't swing on anything bad. And here comes JoJo again. Moves back, throws it forward. Right, that was right in there. Matt kind of watched that one go by with no swing. So that's strike number 1 with 1 ball and 1 strike. No outs here at the top of the 4th inning. Right, down again. That was strike number 2. Right in there. And I don't think I can do that. A little bit inside. JoJo goes in. Better pitchers for Blackstone here. Moves back again. Tosses it forward. Oh, I think he lost control of that one. That went outside. 2 balls. And no outs here. Beautiful Friday afternoon. Hits it. Hard hit by Matt. He's going to get at least a single out of that one. To Joshua Bronson in second for a good single by Matt. But now will be Blake Perkinson for the Dinwidde Nationals. And Dinwidde just continuing their streak of pretty much hitting everything that Blackstone can throw out today. Just has not been their day so far for this sort of thing. JoJo shakes it off there, and a little bit of confusion behind the plate there. And as Blake Perkins steps to the bat here, right-handed batter, JoJo winds up, rears back, throws it forward, and strike right in there. Look like it floated a little high, but the umpire called it a strike. No balls, 1 strike, no outs. Culbreth is on first base here in the top of the 4th inning here in Crewe, Virginia.
Yeah!
Late person kind of swing at that one that time, and he got a strike number 2, but he kind of had to swing. That was going to be a strike no matter what happened. JoJo winds up again, throws forward. Looks like a sinker ball that went off track there for ball number 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here at the top of the 4th inning.
Stay back.
JoJo throws forward, and that one's a little outside that time for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs here in Crewe, Virginia.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
2 balls. See my little thing over there?
Oh, yeah. Here comes now the pitch from JoJo McMillan. And it is hard hit ball. And Matthew
Will Lee cannot get to it.
Not Matthew, Will Lee cannot get to it.
It's going to be a double.
They're going to throw the ball in. And he closed. And man on third base now with no outs.
This is going to mean the game for Dinwidde. They did pretty much hitting everything Blackstone can throw out here today.
Probably Blackstone one of the biggest Achilles heels. For some reason, they're just hitting off the pitchers. But very much consistently. It hadn't been that way the other way around. This is going to be a fly ball. JoJo McMillan gets underneath it, calls it, and catches it for the first out.
Everyone kind of stayed where they were at with Colbert on third and Pickerson on first.
The Wolves is now up. And they've been through the batting order to the 3rd top. This is going on at the 3rd top.
Well, I think it's Matt Zach. I think this is Zach Maitland at the bat now for the Dinwiddie Nationals.
And basically what that means, folks, is Dinwiddie's had 9 more batters, or 9 more chances to score than Blackstone. Here comes a swing and a miss in there, strike 1. Runner steals second. Runners on second and third. 6-1. Dinwiddie leading now over to Blackstone All-Stars. Here comes the pitch, way outside for ball 1. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yep. So did you find the problem with the audio?
Well, we're going to fix this thing
sooner or later.
Yeah, we're going to fix this thing. It's going to be sooner. Here comes the pitch from McMillan.
Oh,
and he hits the runner. There goes the runner.
Hey, baseline!
2 bases are loaded.
This has just not been day for Blackstone here. It seems like our best pitchers just can't seem to get it in there today where we need to throw it.
Hey, on the ground, Blake. On the ground, we got to move it.
One thing I can hope is it clouds up. Blackstone has not done well in the heat, and here comes everybody's going to have a meeting.
Powwow, in the middle of the
to see what's going on. But I mean, what do you do? I mean, you've changed your pitches correctly.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Matthew had a little bit of a hard time on the starting things out. They switched him and to Josh Bond. Josh Bond did pretty good actually.
Yeah, Josh did good. They scored 1 again.
Josh Bond actually got him out of just almost a disastrous inning. Finally, Josh Bond, pitched 2 more innings, got him to the 3rd inning, and I know they wanted at this point to close out with McMillan if possible. Well, you still got Juwan Lawson that can pitch. You still got Pumphrey that can pitch. I still got the lost daughter out there that's trying to find the field.
Yeah, she's having a hard time.
Here comes the next pitch. Hard hit. And a ball to third base. All he had to do is tag third and get a double play. And he didn't do it.
Well, he went out for the lead runner. I got to give him. He did at least do that. So
but if he tagged third base, he's only a foot from it. You would have gotten both of those guys out.
Yeah, that's what they're telling him right now too.
Which would have gotten this inning out. Now Hale comes up, and he is an extremely good hitter.
I thought Bruce was Bryce up.
No, it's Hale, number 6. Here comes now the pitch. And this one's going to be hard hit ball. And all they have to do, they're going to throw it to Matthew. He get him out. But my goodness, all he had to do is tag third base. Okay, anyway, don't matter. Glad they retired the side. So as we go on into the top of the fourth right now, or actually bottom of the fourth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bottom of the fourth, it is 6-1, Dinwiddie Nationals over the Blackstone All-Stars. We'll be back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
What does your world sound like? That's geography, the music of the world around you. Geography is people, places, environments, and economics. Geography gives us